because what I heard was a concern about tracking labor standards across the state, correct, in terms of city to city. And I heard a dedication from numerous ones of your advocates that we really want to keep the spirit of local control involved, but this just goes a little too far. And so in my mind, I'm again asking, why wouldn't we leave local control there and just say you can't apply a labor standard if you don't want it? Because you know what? It sounds dangerously close to me. My idea sounds like we're relying on the free market, because if an employer doesn't want to live in Minneapolis to follow the rules, they can move to Shakopee or someplace else. I mean, there's an election that the employer could try to get involved in to change the city officials. That's how government is supposed to work. I don't understand why we're circumventing that process to say that we're going to mandate this down, especially when we're talking about getting rid of local control. That just seems like we're definitely crossing some lines there I don't think are healthy for our state.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Isaacson, I would argue that your approach would have more mandates. The idea of this bill is to have fair and uniform labor standards that are consistent throughout the state. So if a local jurisdiction passes a local ordinance, that is a mandate. This is preventing mandates.
Senator Isaacson.
I think that if every city, Senator Miller, you're from Winona, right?
Winona, yes, sir.
I think if every city had the demographic and makeup of Winona, then you would be correct that then we could be able to do that. But the reality is it's apples to oranges. When you look at cities of the first class, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the smaller cities in greater Minnesota. And to say that I think that Winona or Moorhead, Minnesota, or Dalton isn't as equipped to manage how they should treat their employees and their businesses, and that we down here in St. Paul, and this is beginning to eerily sound like the exact opposite of the rhetoric I listened to all fall. It seems to me like we're really crossing some lines there and not connecting the dots. Because what we're saying is this: guess what? You're a city in Shoreview, and Shoreview is going to pass an ordinance. We're going to work with our Shoreview businesses to do that. Shoreview can best manage what goes on in Shoreview, not what we do here in St. Paul. Same for the Range and Brainerd and Redwood Falls. And so I hope that we'll take that into consideration, because I'm confident, as I can do basic math as a communications specialist, that you have the votes here to pass this on. But the reality is you don't have the narrative, and that this is not going to fly well when it goes to the governor's mansion and he vetoes it. And I think, again, I ask, if this is really a policy discussion, why didn't we offer policy that would allow for both parties to be engaged in the process? This bill does not do that.